Hello and welcome back to the Quick Slant on Green Bay Packer Nation and greenbaypackernation.com. Today I wanted to talk with you about the Packers wide receiver depth and whether we have enough, so stick around. Before we get started, as always, if you have not subscribed, we'd love to have you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you get notified whenever we post a new video. Let's talk about the Packers wide receiver depth. Basically, aside from the rookies that are coming in who are completely untested in the NFL, and let me just say about that, we have some rookies coming in that are very, very fast. The problem I see with rookies coming into the NFL is most of them have not come up against competition that is of their caliber. So they can run sloppy routes and do a relatively mediocre job in the college ranks and still excel because they're just gifted physically. So once they get to the NFL, then that's when you find out if their talent can be translated into superstardom. So while we hope that the rookies will be able to contribute, and we'll be, of course, watching that as training camp progresses, the depth chart that the Packers have at wide receiver currently is Davante Adams at left wide receiver, and he's backed up by Yancey. At right wide receiver, we've got Cobb, Allison, and Davis. Now, of course, there are a couple of things we know about the depth chart, quote unquote. Number one, the Packers love mixing things up, whether it's running backs, offensive linemen, wide receivers. You learn all kinds of positions. So the fact that Davante Adams is slated as a left wide receiver doesn't say a whole lot about what position on the field he's going to play. Also, just because Jimmy Graham is slated as a tight end does not mean that he won't be mostly contributing as a wide receiver, which I expect. So if Adams were to go down with an injury and Randall Cobb hypothetically were struggling to maintain his same speed and quickness after this ankle injury, where does that leave the Packers' wide receiving core? Well, for starters, even though he's listed as a tight end, Jimmy Graham would be and will be in the mix as a wide receiver. So we would have him on the field. We'd have had Allison still active. But then we're relying on someone else to step up. We've already discussed in a previous episode that I really don't think that Davis is going to be that guy. So it's going to be up to one of these rookies to step up. Definitely, if something were to happen to Davante Adams, the Packers would probably work Ty Montgomery into the mix as a pass receiver again more frequently. They would rely on more two tight end sets where we not only have Jimmy Graham on the field, split out as a wide receiver, but we also have Mercedes Lewis on the field. I think the moral of this story is that we need to be closely watching some of these rookies and even like Michael Clark. We need to be closely watching these guys in training camp and hoping that they can just jump in and contribute, because we hope that our wide receiver core goes the entire season without injury, but the reality is that that's not likely to happen, and we're going to need some of these some of these deeper in the depth chart wide receivers to step up and contribute, much as Allison has in the past, much as Jeff Janis had in the past, and folks like that. So let me know what you think about the depth that was at wide receiver, and until next time, go Pack.